Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'll be discussing all about the quiet luxury trend and how I actually feel about it. So if you're interested, do keep on watching. For those of you who are new here, my name is Amelia and I do videos on luxury and lifestyle. So if you enjoy these kind of videos, do consider subscribing, click the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my future videos. So I'm sure you've seen all the videos about everyone in the luxury space talking about this whole quiet luxury trend that's going on right now. I just want to share my personal view and opinions on it. So the quiet luxury trend not just extends to handbags, it can extend to ready to wear as well. I don't think a lot of people were talking about quiet luxury in the shoe department, but mainly handbags and ready to wear. Essentially, I feel like it's basically like if you know, you know kind of situation. It's very much Mean Girls, you can't sit with us type of vibe. Or even the whole Gossip Girl, Waldorf, Vander Woodson kind of feeling that you get out of it, where you attend a white party in the Hamptons and like, if you know about the party, you know about the party. If you know what I'm wearing, great for you, because then you're in the inside, you're the insider, you know. I think basically the quiet luxury trend are essentially brands that are very pared down, that are very minimalist, that are very quiet. I think one great example will be The Row. The Row does quiet luxury to a T. Like, if you know about quiet luxury and you actually talk about it, the very first brand that will come to your mind is definitely The Row. It's very hard to miss. So basically, The Row is started out by the Olsen twins, and I personally think that they did a very great job with the whole branding situation. Like, even though they're so minimalist, a lot of the celebrities are seen picking up their stuff, wearing their stuff, flaunting it on the streets, and people actually know what they're wearing. So I thought that was so amazing. So the other brands include brands like Kate, include brands like Toteme. I feel like Toteme is considered quiet luxury as well. There's also Loro Piana, which is something that is also very talked about, and this brand called Veronica Beard. I'm not sure if you have heard of it. The more popular common name brands, I have no idea what to call it except popular, because you actually have heard about them. So they are basically brands like Bottega, Celine even. Celine in the Phoebe Philo era, not right now because they are all like splash on monogram right now, but back in the Phoebe Philo days, they were so subtle, and I think that's what a lot of people enjoyed about her designs. Then there are also brands like Proenza Schouler. There are brands like, let me think, there are also brands like Ferragamo, which is making quite a comeback, and I also think that Acne falls under the whole quiet luxury scheme as well. So in my own humble opinion, I don't think that quiet luxury is meant mainly for the higher elites, which a lot of people think that they are, but mainly more so for people who do not like being seen as mainstream. It's like music, right? Like, if you listen to pop, like someone asks you, oh, what kind of music do you like listening to? And then I tell them, I like listening to K-pop. And then they'll literally just roll their eyes at me, because back then I was in art school, listening to anything pop and anything mainstream that are being played on the radio over and over. It's not considered cool. If you listen to things like indie music, you listen to like rock music, or like even, not even more so much like rock, but like Metallica even, then you're considered cool, you know. Mainly indie music lah back then. So it's this whole cool factor vibe that we have going on that is translating back into the luxury space, or even the designer fashion space. So I thought that was quite interesting. I feel like quiet luxury is also more so for people who have a more unique taste in luxury and appetite in luxury and designs. So to a certain extent, I do enjoy the fact that I own certain things that not many people know about. I have certain things that I know it's cool, but like, unless you really get into the whole fashion-y side of things, then you wouldn't know. I have no idea how to put that into words. So say for example, I carry like, I don't know, a Kate bag or the Row bag. Because they're so minimalistic and like simplistic, it's very hard to tell that it's basically a bag from the roll unless you really know about that bag. Like you actually know the structure and features of the bag to be able to pinpoint from a distance away that, okay, this girl is carrying the roll bag. So unlike bags like, I don't know, like Chanel or like Louis Vuitton, which is very in your face, like you will actually know about it, and especially in this social media age where everyone is literally talking about it or sharing some sort of video about it or doing a TikTok video on it, you know, like people, it gets a lot of eyeball views. So quiet luxury is basically the side of things where doesn't get as many eyeballs. I would think that a lot of people who are interested in luxury but choose not to buy into the whole quiet luxury trend because they want people to know that their bag or the clothes that they wear are expensive. So I guess that's the whole point. Like if you want to wear like a designer, I don't know, a designer bag or carry a designer bag, to a certain extent I feel like a lot of people want people to know that their bags are designer, you know. But for these people who are into quiet luxury, they've reached a certain standard, and if you see someone on the street carrying like a quiet luxury bag, and if somehow she looks at you and you look at her, you guys can acknowledge very quietly that, okay, you know, I know about your bag, I know it's a designer bag right there, but it's quiet luxury. So I think one good example for me will be the Acne Musubi bag. I actually really like that bag. It's very cute, and I feel like it's iconic enough that I can recognize it on the streets, and I know of some people who actually own that bag and I secretly admire it from afar. So for a period of time I was obsessing over that bag because it just looks so cute and it's very functional as well. I first got to know about this bag through this YouTuber's channel. I think she's called I Covered Fee. I don't think she does videos anymore. And I remember her having the brown caramel bag before the whole brown caramel trend became a thing, and it's just very nice. It's not very shouty as a bag, and it's still somewhat recognizable if you know what it is lah. So then the question begs, right, is Hermes considered as quiet luxury? For me personally, I would still classify Hermes as quiet luxury. Basically anything that has very simplistic logo or very minimal sort of design, I will consider that as minimalist quiet luxury. Basically quiet luxury to me is not having monogram on it, not having logos that are too outstanding. It's just like some simplistic like hot stamping on the bag itself that says Hermes or that says Celine, you know, that kind of thing, or even no stamping at all. I consider that as quiet luxury. So for Hermes, right, I'm pretty sure it used to be quiet luxury, or at least before the pandemic hit and before Chanel had this major price increases, making their prices skyrocket, whereby everyone started to move towards Hermes. And if you don't know, it's rumored that Chanel is going to have another price increase, and I believe that the classic flap is going to hit like 10,000 USD in the States. So I think that's just simply crazy. At this rate, right, I honestly think it's better than stocks, so you might as well just go and buy Chanel bags and resell them if you want to. That being said, I'm also quite the all-rounder handbag lover when it comes to handbags itself, and I love a good monogram moment or a good logo at the center and front of a bag. I remember back in the day, I used to think that Bottega bags, especially those pouch bags, that was very popular a couple of years ago, and those especially without the weaving, was kind of silly because I feel like you're paying so much money for something that can be so easily replicated on the high street market, such as Zara or ASOS. I even went as much as to purchase bags that look like it on these high street brands, and I actually really enjoyed it, and I honestly don't feel any shame in using them because they're just functional, you know. I believe I bought one from ASOS. I even have it right now. I brought them to show you. This one I bought it from like some Instagram girl. I can't remember what is her brand name called, but I thought it was really nice and just very like, you know, like a simple croissant looking bag. Obviously it's not real leather, but it still looks really cute. And this one, I actually got it from ASOS. It's like this pouch bag, and unlike the Bottega ones, right, this one actually comes with like a strap before that they didn't have those straps. So it came with a strap which I thought was really functional, and I really liked it a lot. So I really don't feel shame in like owning these sort of bags at all, because I think different people's opinion change along the years. So if you ask me if I'll ever buy a pouch bag, right, I really think that it's quite cute, and if back then I had a different viewpoint towards it, I may have bought it because the Bottega leather was so good in quality. But yeah, I just had a different view back then, and I vividly remember carrying this bag to like a luncheon, or was it a dinner, and then my friend commented something along the lines of like, why do you have so many fake Bottega bags? I didn't really know how to react to it. I can't even recall how I reacted to it, but I was like, I like it lah. So I just like the bags, you know. So I guess at that point of time I really liked the bag style, but I probably found them a little bit too trendy. I feel like if I use it for a couple of years, I may not end up using it again. It was only a top carry, like a top handle carry bag, so it was not really very functional, and I didn't really want to spend so much money buying like a pouch bag, you know. So that's why I went for the cheapo versions, which actually I still use them, and I think that they're still really cute. So as for ready to wear, I don't really see myself being too shouty, but I also need like a quiet dose of like logo somewhere, because there is no way in hell I'm paying like $1,000 for like a plain white t-shirt. Okay, which I think Loro Piana does, I'm not very sure. So one good example will be this Hermes cardigan that I own. It's not very shouty. It has like minimal design with this like H pattern all over it. So if you are aware of how the H logo looks like, or like the H designs look alike, then you will actually recognize the brand and know that this is Hermes ready to wear, or even this like particular Toteme sweater that I own, you know. So just to sum up my viewpoint towards this whole quiet luxury trend, I really like it, especially in like the Celine Phoebe Philo era, like, you know, very quiet, minimalistic. I feel like everyone can have some sort of quiet minimalism in their lives. It doesn't need to be monogram, shouty all over. I feel like a few years ago it was all about the logo. It was like logo mania everywhere, but then now everyone wants something quiet. Maybe it's also because of the whole economic trend where things are getting more and more expensive, and like there's like rising cost of inflation. So if you want to enjoy your bags, you also don't want to plaster designer bags in front of like everyone's faces so blatantly. So that's why people are veering more towards the whole quiet luxury, like minimalistic, like, you know, that the leather on this handbag that is used is really well made, and like ready to wear is well crafted. So I think that's why there was this whole rise in this whole quiet luxury trend. So what are your thoughts on the quiet luxury? Are you for or against them? Do share them with me, and if you enjoyed this video, do remember to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!